Hey, what's up, fam? Welcome to Ask to My Odds, where today I'm going to challenge you to stop playing and start pushing. My name is Ayize Ma'at, and I'm one half of the dynamic Ask to My Odds team. I'm normally doing these videos with my lovely and incredible wife, Iana Ma'at, but today I'm flying solo. I just wanted to share with you all what I'm currently experiencing emotionally as we come closer and closer and closer to my son's surgery this upcoming Tuesday. My wife said she would be ready to do this video in about 30 minutes, and it's been past 30 minutes now, so I've decided to move forward. And um, and there's a little bit of tension, just to be real. And it's interesting, and I think this video right here will bring some light to possibly your relationship, if you're in one, and if not, it'll give you an understanding of how to successfully negotiate and navigate relationships, because this is real. What my wife and I experience is real. So I'm gonna give you some real talk about what it looks like being in a relationship and how to make your relationship work. And then sometimes when you're in a relationship, y'all are gonna bump heads. Y'all are gonna be at odds, and there may be some tension in the atmosphere. And it's okay. As long as you have the blueprint, as long as you have the skills, you should be able to navigate through it. And that's partly why we do these videos, to help you all get through it. Um, but yeah, so the space that we're in right now, we're coming up on surgery on Tuesday. And I think I titled this video, What Do You Do When Both of You Are Feeling Weak? My wife, she expressed in her last video, some of the things that she's feeling. And in this video, I'm going to share some of what I'm going through mentally and emotionally. Um, Earlier today, we went to church, and we were blessed by a message that was delivered by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Um, but prior to him speaking, the praise dancers got up. My daughters, they're part of the praise dance team, and that song by Tamala Mann came on. I think it's "Take Me to the King." So I was watching them dance, and anytime I see my baby girls dance, it's pretty. I get pretty emotional. It's something about seeing your seeds, something about seeing your children, and then move, and just them moving, them talking, them being an expression of you. There's something that's so humbling about that experience, and so rewarding, that it just evokes a certain uh, just 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 pleasure inside of me that brings tears to my eyes. So that was a beautiful thing. And then tonight we had dinner, sitting around a dinner table as a family and just processing what's about to happen on Tuesday, which is the surgery, and how things are going to change for the family after that experience. So, as we're sitting there talking, I'm getting a little bit restless. I'm a little bit agitated. We have four children, if you didn't know, and all four of them are interrupting the conversation, or interrupting what my wife is saying, jumping in, raising hands, and just asking questions, making statements, and just being children. I mean, we're being just normal children, but I was getting irritated. And I think that the source of my irritation is really the fear of the unknown. It wasn't so much what they were saying, but every time I listened to them, and every time I looked at my oldest son, who's about to be having the surgery, there was an element of uneasiness that started to creep up inside of me, because surgery is I mean, I wouldn't want him to experience that. And so not only do we have to deal with the surgery, but we also have to deal with post-surgery and his life changing after that. Um, and so that's scary to me. And so we're talking about it, and my wife is helping the children to understand what's going to take place. And in doing that, it's actually bringing me closer to the realization that this thing is actually about to happen. And so it's scary to me. And really and truthfully, like, I mean, sometimes I wonder, if I can do it. I mean, I know he's going through the surgery, but I know, it's my responsibility as the head of the home to be the backbone and to be strong and be there for my wife because it's difficult for her emotionally to see her baby boy, going through something like that. But just as she's weak, um, and just as she feels vulnerable, I feel weak and vulnerable too. Um, it's not easy, y'all. I can remember when my son had acute chest one time, acute chest syndrome. And if you didn't know, he had sickle cell anemia, but he had acute chest syndrome, and he was hospitalized, and he was in the ICU, intensive care unit. Um, and it was really scary for me because, like, the doctor was saying, like, his lungs were so cloudy that, that there was a possibility he wouldn't make it. And so I can remember, like, very vividly riding home from the hospital because we got to still tend to the other three children while one child is hospitalized. So riding home and just breaking down, crying. I was bawling. And it was uncontrollable because, like, to be just, I mean, you never want that for your child, never. Um, and what happened was that my father called me on the phone, and I couldn't even like say a word. He was asking me if I needed anything, and I swear I was fighting back tears. Like, I don't know what. It was just so. It was so hard. So when I think about his life, his courage, his confidence, and his desire to face whatever obstacles he's confronted with, it's a blessing to me. It provides comfort to me, but it's also still scary. I'm still afraid. So there are times when I feel weak, and I feel myself in that space right now where I'm a little bit frazzled. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to go through this. And I see him looking to us for strength, for support. It's like we're feeling all frail and weak and vulnerable, but he's leaning on us for strength. And so I asked that question. When you feel weak, who or what do you turn to? So me personally, even though like my wife, she's feeling weak too. I mean, she's she's feeling weak, she's feeling vulnerable, and she's feeling anxious about this entire experience. And then I'm feeling weak, vulnerable, and anxious. So it's like if I were to turn to her, she's trying to turn to me, and we're both trying to hold each other up while we're trying to hold ourselves up. So in that moment, we're just kind of wishy and wobbly and just unstable because neither one of us are really standing on solid ground. Um, but I think that what I do is I go inward. I turn to the Creator, the Spirit within, the Divine, and I try to rest on the fact that I know that I know that I know that I know that that God is real, that there is a order, there is a reason, there is a process, and and that all will be good. All is good. So I try to rest on that belief and that certainty that God has got us. Regardless, God has got us. And so that's what I'm doing now. So even if I'm in a funk, which I shouldn't be, and but at the same time too, y'all, this is a real relationship. This is real shit that we go through, that everybody goes through. So I mean, you're gonna be in a funk from time to time. You're not gonna feel like doing X, Y, and Z. You're not gonna feel all lovey-dovey. Sometimes you might retreat to your corner because you need to go within to restore, to preserve, to just survive. And so in those moments when you do retreat and turn to your corner, it's not that you're divorcing yourself from the relationship or you're tapping out or you're no longer in love. It's that, really and truthfully, I need to restore. I need to engage in a process of self-restoration because in order for me to be right, to be good for my relationship, for my family, I need to be whole. And so sometimes you'll lean on your spouse. Sometimes you'll turn within. Sometimes you'll lean on God. Sometimes you'll just be by yourself and just be quiet and just be still. The well has to be filled up. And so in those moments where you feel weak, I'm encouraging you to go back to the well. Go back to the source. Get that sustenance so you can be there for your spouse and you can be there for your family. Stop playing and start pushing.